Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel and welcome to Off the Board, where I'm using this color scheme as my inspiration. And welcome to the 1,000 subscriber celebration hop for Kristin Carlson. And her channel is Kristin Crafts over on YouTube. And I'm lifting this layout from her Instagram, and I really like the photo strip look. And so I actually had that cut file, but I had it already cut and in a much smaller size. So what I did was I went ahead and printed my photos smaller, and that worked out because I had several photos that I wanted to include on this layout. And so I was really happy with it being a little bit smaller because then I could fit them on this single page and not have to leave anything out. So what I did was I printed those on my selfie printer, and I printed them as 8 up, and so the selfie app lets you choose like 2 up, 4 up, and 8 up, and so I chose 8 up, which means 8 on a particular one sheet of selfie paper, which is not true 4x6. It's a little bit smaller, but it works perfectly for this particular film strip size that I had. And so I just cut them apart and glued them in there with my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, and I really like how it looks. And I'm just using my scissors to trim off the one edge that ran over just a bit, and I was being a little bit cautious because I didn't want to cut off any of the cut file. So then I had also printed some larger photos. You see there's one there that's not quite 4x6, and then a 3x4. It's a little bit smaller than a 3x4, and then the 2 photos of the plants are like half the size of a 3x4, or a little bit smaller because it's not a true 3x4. Anything that comes off of the selfie is not a true whatever size it should be. It's just smaller. That's just the way it is, and you have to kind of embrace that if that's the printer that you have. So it works for me, and I'm okay with that. So I am using this yellow paper from Paige Evans' Wonders collection. I really love this paper. When I did my unboxing from Joanne, I knew I would use this paper with this floral paper. I even mentioned in my unboxing that I would probably use those 2 papers together, and that's what's going to happen. So there's the floral and there's the yellow, and I love them together, and I absolutely love that floral paper, which I am going to use, but I am also going to fussy cut a bunch of flowers out of it. Had I been thinking, I probably would have gutted it because I'm not using that entire floral paper. There's a big chunk of it that's going to be hidden right in the middle, as you see there. That black paper is going to be hiding it. And I chose to put my yellow paper in the center of the black paper and then trim around it, because then I can use the entire outside of that black paper to mat the entire layout. So I'm getting double matting out of this one sheet of paper by doing that. So that's a good little trick and tip if you're trying to save, on your black paper. You don't have to use 2 sheets to use double matting on your layout if you do it like this, and it works. There's no problem with it. I haven't had any issues. You just have to center up that center piece that you want matted, and it works. So I didn't have it quite lined up there, so I'm just going for a second try, and that works out just fine. So I like how it looks, and I like the definition that the black gives it. Another alternative would be to use some black ink and ink up the edges of the paper, but this is a little bit more bold and it makes me just a little bit more happy, so that's what I went with. Now I am flipping through the ephemera pack from the Wonders collection, and I am going to pull out a couple of pieces. I really like that Sunshine and Smiles piece, and I thought about the mandala piece, but mandalas are not really my thing. I'm not against using them, but they're not my favorite thing to use. So I don't end up using the mandala. I do, however, end up using this piece that says Happy Day, and I like how that looks. And I like that it's bringing a circle into this other area. So I kind of have a diagonal design going on, but then I am going to also add my title in this bottom left-hand corner. And my title is going to say, "We are digging this." And in the photos, they are digging this big, huge hole at the beach. The hole is so big that Noah can sit on the side and slide down into the center of it, and pretty much you can just see the top of his head. So, and then also the picture of my daughter's hand there. She is holding a sand crab. So they are digging for sand crabs. And that's something that she would do a lot when she was little. And on this particular beach, she was having a hard time finding them, but her husband was finding them no problem. So it was kind of funny. There is, I guess, a technique in how to find them. I do not know because I do not dig for sand crabs, but it's kind of their thing. Okay, so I am popping up the ephemera pieces onto some foam tape just to give a little added dimension, and I really like how that looks. And then I did ink up those circle pieces with black ink. So I did not want to use more black paper. I thought that would be too bold on the ephemera pieces, but the black ink just gave a little touch of that black edge to it to give some contrast between the layers that are below and the ephemera piece. So that makes me really happy. I really like how it looks. And then I go to the sticker sheet, kind of trying to figure out what I am going to use, but then I end up going to a second piece of that floral paper, and I just start fussy cutting flowers, and that's what I end up using for a lot of the embellishments for the rest of the page. I do like how they look, and like I said, if I was smart, I would have cut the center out of that floral piece that's in the background, but I did not think to do that, and that's okay. I did buy extra sheets of this paper because I knew I would cut it up. And so I do have a few more sheets of it. It's not going to be a problem. I do layer those kind of underneath the ephemera pieces peeking out. And that allows me to use some of the florals that are from the edge of the paper because I can tuck them up under the ephemera piece and it looks like they're a complete flower. So don't just write off those pieces that are off the edge that you don't have a complete flower for. You can definitely tuck those under pieces and it will look like a complete flower and nobody will ever be the wiser. So it'll be our secret. So I'm liking how it's coming together. I do like the title. I did have to kind of finagle the letters because I did not have a small I and I did not have a small E. So in fact, I don't think I had two large E's either. So, or maybe I had, I think there was actually two different kinds of E's, and that's why you have the different E at the end of R and the end of we. But I don't mind mixing my font if it looks like it's intentional. And in this case, it does look like that because the G's are different. The I is large in this. We've got a scripty T and a regular H. So it doesn't really bother me, but I am going to be noticing that it needs a little bit more in that bottom left-hand corner. It is just missing something, so I'm going to add some of the florals down in that area as well. And while I do that, I'll tell you a little bit about this hop. We are celebrating Kristin's 1,000 subscriber milestone over on YouTube. Now she is quite a bit past that milestone at this point, but these hops take a little bit of time to get in motion and to go live. So that would be why she has over 1,000 at this point. But if you're not already subscribed to her, you should still go subscribe to her because she has some great video content over there. And I think you would get a lot of inspiration by checking out her channel. And you should definitely check out everybody else who is playing along in support of her and helping her celebrate today, because there's tons of great content out there. And on that note, I do appreciate that you chose my channel to watch today. So thank you for stopping here. And if you're not already subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel as well. And if you do like the video, hit the like button because that always tells us that you're enjoying it and that you would like to see more. So I did fussy cut out some of those individual little red flowers because I felt that it needed a little bit more pop to some of these areas because the yellow flowers are so large. I needed to add some other color because I am using that yellow background, and the red really worked out well for that. So I cut out some of those. I'm popping those up onto some foam tape as well. And again, it's the cheap foam from Walmart. If you watch my channel, you know I just buy the Fun Foam from Walmart. It's adhesive on one side, and I just use my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive on the other side to adhere it down. Almost always I use the adhesive side on the ephemera and then use my liquid glue to hold it down to the paper. That's what works best for me. I have tried it the other way, and sometimes things don't hold as well. I am using some black matte enamel dots from Gina Marie Designs. You can go to her website. They are like $2.25 for a whole sheet, which is a great price for enamel dots. I do always add a little additional adhesive because they don't always like to stick great, but they are beautiful enamel dots. They hold up well, and you can get all kinds of colors. You can get them mirrored. You can get them glittery. You can get them matte like I have here, or just plain old regular enamel dots. So check that out. And then you can see I added that ephemera, or the floral piece in that bottom left hand corner, and now I'm adding some wood veneer, and I really like the little fence piece down by the title, and I'm just trying to work on getting that umbrella in that right hand side, but it does not work out for me. It just was not working. So I end up going with this anchor, and I am adding some baker's twine to the top of this anchor, and I end up really liking the way that that looks, and I like the added texture that the baker's twine brings in. And then there's a little piece that says Life's a Beach on the upper left hand corner, which I really like as well. And I thought those were perfect pieces to just add to this page about our beach trip. And so go and check out everyone who is playing along celebrating Kristin reaching her 1,000 subscribers again. And also check out everyone who's playing along with Off the Board. This is a series we are going to be doing all month long. I'm going to try to do all month long, I should say. Crystal Barrett over at Pineapple Papers is doing it all month, and so is Moira O'Reilly on her channel. So check that out, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Bye-bye.